Hello, you wrong'un. Oh, something very interesting has just hit the wires that I thought you might want to know about. It's a statement from the BBC. A statement from the BBC in relation to what, Adrian? In relation to an apology on the handling of staff welfare in the Alex Bellfield case. Nearly 2.5 years ago, September 2022. So let me, for legal reasons, read you the statement verbatim. As I say, this is from the BBC. It's been released within the last hour, and it is an apology on the handling of staff welfare in the Alex Bellfield case. It's been published today, the 12th of March, 2025. It reads, people who work for the BBC are often in the public eye and under scrutiny. However, it is unacceptable for anyone to be the target of sustained abuse in the way that Rosina Breen, Elizabeth Green, Stephanie Hurst and Helen Thomas were over a number of years. The BBC cares deeply about the welfare of its staff, and we recognise that before 2019 we simply didn't do enough for these members of staff in understanding the full impact that Alex Bellfield's unacceptable behaviour had on them. For that, we are deeply sorry and offer a full and unreserved apology. Abuse, particularly on social media, presents lots of challenges for employers, and we all need to keep learning and implement the best practice on how we can support our staff. That's why the BBC has an online abuse guidance and reporting tool, which today provides all staff with information and support on how to address and combat online abuse. The BBC has also expanded its mental well-being resources and strengthened our internal investigative capabilities. We are significantly better equipped to manage these issues now and in the future, but we will never be complacent. So let me just reiterate what they have said in their statement. That's the statement in full, read verbatim. They said, and I quote, "We simply didn't do enough for these members of staff in understanding the full impact that Alex Bellfield's unacceptable behaviour had on them." Now remember, Alex Bellfield was convicted for 5.5 years. A lot of people are arguing, still to this day, that the sentence was a bit harsh. Remember, he has 10 protection orders issued against him by courts of law in this country. He did not have just one victim and one guilty plea, guilty verdict. There were 4 guilty verdicts and 4 not guilty. So you're looking at 5.5 years from 4 different victims. That's why it was such a big sentence for him, jail sentence. And when he comes out of jail, do not forget that he will be under licence for 3 years afterwards. The BBC are simply admitting that they didn't do enough. It's an apology on the handling of staff welfare in the Alex Bellfield case. We simply didn't do enough for these members of staff in understanding the full impact that Alex Bellfield's unacceptable behaviour had on them. This is the BBC statement from the BBC. Have I said BBC enough? It's taken them 2.5 years to write this. 2.5 years. And they say, for that, we are deeply sorry and offer a full and unreserved apology. You can't get any better than that. Could have been a bit quicker, but you can't get better than a full and unreserved apology. To sort of hark back to Alex Bellfield's 2 cases in the High Court, he said, self-confessed, he said through his barrister in the High Court that he lied. A self-admitted liar in 2 separate cases in the High Court. Do not believe the narrative that's been promulgated by others, by him and others. A political prisoner? My hairy backside. He's going to take on the BBC and he's going to take on Nottinghamshire Police when he comes out of court. Just like he needed to have his day in court and took all of that money, which has conveniently disappeared, from people that were donating, thinking he was some kind of free speech fighter. So now the four named, Rosina Breen, Elizabeth Green, Stephanie Hurst and Helen Thomas, they've had a full and unreserved apology from the BBC. And 4 guilty verdicts in a court of law for young Alex. So that's hit the wires this afternoon. Just thought I'd let you know that the BBC have done the decent thing and issued a full and unreserved apology. They could have done more, and they are doing more with the current situation in 2025 as opposed to pre-2019. Just thought you'd find that interesting. My name's Adrian Allen. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, but most of all, your indulgence. I'll see you for the live at 8 o'clock tonight. We might discuss this if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.